So this is the layout of those walls, those 92mm framed walls there. I'll just put a nice view there so you can see what's happening. We'll explain a couple of them. These walls, as I've discussed, when they go in front or behind, so that's that one, or these ones, those ones that are going in front or behind the end bay columns, the inside face of those walls are set back 125mm off the grid line. These ones here that are on a side, beside the columns, they're set back, the inside face of those are always set back 100mm beside the column grid lines. These walls here, I've extended them to some set out lines which are set off 600mm off the column. So that's both that set out line there, this one here, and that one. They're 600mm off the column. And the front blade walls are push-pulled to a set-out line that is 1500mm off the centre line of the column. This one wall here goes into the face of the column. That'll be nicely in the centre of these two walls here. So you can pause the video at that point until you get all the walls up to that point there. So the next thing I'll do is I'll just tidy up all of those set out lines that I've created then, to tidy up the drawing, as I say I always do. I'll leave the 1500 one in the front. We're going to work with that in a minute though, but all of the other ones either side of the set out lines can go, including the 600mm ones. Make sure you don't delete one of the ones that's through the centre line of the column. We don't want to delete those. We only want to delete the secondary ones that you've offset to create these walls with. Okay, another one over here. Show you that one. Alright. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create this glass curtain wall curved in through here. Now, I've particularly left this wall here back away from the 1500 line for the moment, so that we've got room to work with that glass curtain wall. Once again, I'd always like these walls to be separated by other elements by about 10mm. So I'm just going to grab my tape measure, and I'm going to come off this wall here 10mm. And that's where we'll start this glass curtain wall, along that line, and I'll also go to the other wall back here, 10mm off there. Okay, so that's where the walls will go to, and I also want to come 600mm off the line going through the centre of the columns. So in red axis direction, 600. Okay, now I'm going to draw a curve. I'll change my layer again now, so drop down your layer box and we're going to go to curtain wall, because we're creating the curtain wall here. Now I'm about to draw a curve using the arc command here. So I'm about to draw an arc from the 600 offset against this wall to the 600 offset against this wall, and then bulge it out to the 1500 offset in the middle. But very carefully. Now, the important thing now is I also want to create 12 individual glass curtain frames. So we'll have mullions separating this glass curtain wall into segments, and there'll be 12 segments to this glass curtain wall. So in SketchUp, when you do draw a circle or an arc or something like this, the very first thing you should do is cast your eye down to the measurement box down here and check how many sides is about to be drawn. So it's set by default at the moment to 12, and that's exactly what I want. So I'm going to leave it at 12. Zoom in on this point here that we've set out that's nice 10mm away from the wall. Zoom back out to the other side, to the other end of the curve, 10mm away, and then we bulge that out to this 1500 offset here, and that's created the curve for us on the layer glass curtain walling. So I'm going to then select that curve by triple clicking it, and then I'm going to copy it using the move key with the control button. I'm going to go on blue axis up. I won't go to 3080. I'll go to something like 2400, I think, and make this a 2400 high glass curtain wall. And then once I've got that, I'm then just going to finish off the glass curtain wall panes by drawing from endpoint down to here to endpoint. And probably the quickest way now would be, once I've drawn that line, is just to select that line, that vertical line we've drawn, and copy it. So move tool with the control key and copy it from there to come along until you find another endpoint, and keep going. Copy from endpoint to endpoint, and we'll keep doing that right across. Now I'll pause the video so you can just do that yourselves, but what you'll then have to do also is you'll have to then come back and trace over those lines after you finish the copy command, and as you trace over, that'll fill in the face for you. So I'll pause the video now while you finish off that part of the glass curtain wall. So that's what the glass curtain wall should look like once you've filled in all the faces. I'm also going to, while I'm here, I'll tidy up the construction lines that I set out. So that little guy that's 10mm off there's got to go. And the same one again. You don't want to leave these construction lines around, they will really get in your road later. Okay, I'll do another wall, glass curtain wall, in through the front entry of the building here. So I'll just go and grab my tape measure once again, and we'll come along there, 10mm, and the other side 10mm, and I'll create a face. Straight up on blue axis. This one I think I will take full height. We can change it if it doesn't work out later to 3080. And then same over here. Okay, we should be able to then close that off. This little gap here, well, that line there is wrong. I've accidentally actually touched it to the face, and it should be 10mm off. There we go. That's what's happened. That line's in the wrong place. Be very careful about that. We want a line coming from that intersection there up on blue axis, 3080. And then we can close that off on the other side. Okay, and in my case there'll be that little bit of extra line there. I'd like to tidy up any of those mistakes as we go, and we can clean up the okay. Right, so the glass curtain walls for the front of the building are in now. What I'll do to sort of, we probably don't need to worry too much about this, but to give it a bit of visual appearance at this stage, it might be nice if all these glass curtain walls around the building, including the ones on the side, were actually of a translucent material. So I'll show you, you go to your materials dialog box then, open up your materials dialog box, and if you drop down the types of materials, you'll find that there will be a translucent set of materials there that you can click on. And we'll just click the top translucent glass blue, and you simply pick up your paint bucket then and drop that material on any of the faces that you want to take up that material, and they become translucent. You can see through them, and I'll do that also to that side. Now I'll show you, we'll just stop the video there and we'll catch up and we'll do a little bit later in a sec.